Hey, it's time to talk with Scott. Well, I'm new to YouTube. I'm 67 years old, and I'm here to tell you how not to screw up your life like I screwed up mine. I know a lot of senior citizens my age probably had a decent job throughout their life, maybe even set aside some money for retirement, maybe had a pension building. I had all of the above. And then, and then, life happens. I've got a very, very long story to tell everybody. But guess what? We're going to take our time because I don't want to see anybody else screw up their life like I did mine. And man, did I screw it up. I mean, I take total accountability for anything that may have happened in my life. Now, there was a couple of things in my life that were out of my control. But for the most part, I did everything I thought I should be doing to have a fruitful life and a decent retirement. However, it didn't turn out that way. But what I'm getting to is I know a lot of people out there my age and slightly below are looking up people like me. Hey, single, alone, broke, depressed, nowhere to turn, no friends, no family. Guess what? I'm all of those. I'm depressed. I'm single. I'm alone. I'm lonely. Very, 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 very tight circle of friends. Absolutely no family whatsoever. I mean, I have people with the same last name, but we'll hit that up one at a time. I suppose the best thing to do is to start at the beginning. I started this little YouTube channel. Let's see if it takes off. If it doesn't, I'll delete everything on here. But this is Talking with Scott, or let's have a chat. Let me make sure you don't go down the same road I did because it started in my 50s. All right, I'm just going to go back a ways. Yes, I moved to this particular state where I'm living now with my parents back in the 70s. Went to school here. Got married early. That marriage only lasted, 12 plus years. One child. Divorced. Oh, I'd say for about 5 years. Met a really wonderful woman. And she had a kid from a previous marriage, just like I did. I mean, I had full custody of my child. She had full custody of her child. We both were receiving small child support payments from our ex-spouses. But nonetheless, we ended up getting married, and the marriage went quite well. However, as usual, my daughter was older, her daughter was younger. Life happened once again. Both of the kids went to private school, or should I say, they went to Catholic school. And I can't tell you right now, and I mean, I'm going to laugh. It's a joke. Extremely expensive, and it's a joke. I mean, I was brought up Catholic. I'm not going to get into religion as much as I really would love to, or politics. However, I may stumble on a few things. And if I offend you, well, it is the way it is. Sure, you can hear a little anger in my voice. That's because I'm pissed at myself. I don't blame anybody. I blame me. Only me. Because if you blame somebody else, as usual, you're the problem. That would be me. I am the problem. So, long story short, we went over the first marriage. That lasted about 12 years. There was one child out of that marriage. Got married a second time. We both had kids. Things seemed to be going pretty darn good. Marriage ended almost 20 years in. After that, let's just put it this way. I worked for the local government. Not going to quite tell you exactly what I did, but it was a pretty damn good job. Paid good. And, oh, wait, I almost forgot. Me and the second wife, we had the usual things everybody else did. 2 incomes, 2 cars, beautiful house, 2 kids, yeah, and 2 dogs. We had it all. As far as the middle class, we had it all. We were comfortable. We were happy. She worked. I worked. Kids did their schooling. They did their own thing. Eventually, they drove. They got jobs. They got boyfriends. Life happened. Okay? That marriage ended in 2009. I retired in 2012. 2 days, 48 hours later, everything went straight to hell in a handbasket. We'll get into that in depth later on. But what I want to do is try to get your interest going. I want to know if you're interested in listening to what I have to tell you or somebody else to keep you out of the mess I got myself into. Yes, there were some legal problems. Yes, it cost me a lot of money. And yes, it cost me my retirement. Nobody's fault but mine. Nobody to blame but me. After the second divorce, I did what guys usually do because we're stupid. In my off time, I went bar hopping. Met a female, younger than I. Let's just call it we dated. And then I did the stupidest thing I could ever do in my entire life. I married it. Yes, I said it. I married it. I didn't listen to anybody. Wait. Let me back up. I did this prior to my retirement. I take that back. I gave you bad information. I said I retired in 2012, which is true. My last divorce was in 2009. So somewhere prior to 2012, let's say 2011 to 2012, I married this particular person. I didn't realize she was after certain things in life. Her hobbies in life were drinking, drugging, and, well, screwing. Drinking, drugging, and screwing. That's all she wanted to do. I didn't realize she was completely, lack of better words, she was mentally ill. But that's a whole other story. We'll get into that later. I want to warn you folks out there that certain things I'm going to tell you is just probably going to knock you right back in your chair. Don't. This is for guys and gals younger than I. I'm 67, so if you're in your 40s or 50s and you had a good job and you expect to retire early, try to stay married if you're married. If you're single, stay single. Don't get married. And be careful of who you date, whether you're a male or a female. Keep a close eye on your finances. Very, very close eye. Because one day you have it, and one day you don't. What I want to find out there, is there a large enough audience willing to listen to me? Take advice. Listen to my story. Give you a little interest in how I screwed up my life. If you're interested to find out how I screwed up my life, I'm not asking anybody to like, subscribe. I just want to see how many views I get. If I get at least 12 views, I'll do another video. After that, if I get 24 views, I'll do another video. And I'll keep moving on up the ladder. Now, again, like I said, I'm not looking for likes or subscribers, but if you are so inclined, go ahead. You might even get a laugh out of me. You might look at me and go, well, he deserved everything that happened to him. And guess what? I did. I deserved exactly everything that happened to me. However, I don't want it to happen to you. Because here I sit day in and day out, alone, lonely, depressed. Now, mind you, I'm not taking any medication for depression. I just don't believe in it. I believe in you got to fight through it. Now, I've got a lot of medical problems, which we'll get into a little bit at a time because, yeah, people our age, are my age, male or female, we start to break down over time. We're just like a car. Eventually, something's going to break. Well, I've had those breaks. And I mean, let me tell you what, man. My tranny went. My engine blew. Hell. I was dead on the side of the road, literally. But we'll get into that later. So if any of this interests you, how a guy, a reasonable dude, me, married multiple times, well, which was pretty damn stupid on my part. I would say the best out of 3 wives was number 2. I'm not going to say she was perfect. Nobody's perfect, but she was good. The kids, well, they were kids. Now, when it came to my wife, blood was thicker than water, so she was tighter with her daughter. Then she was tighter with me, to be honest with you. But for the most part, we got along. We didn't do a lot of things together. Well, that would be my fault because of my job. She worked days, I worked evenings. But I may have to go back step by step and recount this for you folks, just so you got an understanding of where I'm coming from. Because you're either going to like the things I have to say, and be warned, some of them, the stuff I have to say, it's not pretty. However, I don't want anybody, male or female, to step into the pile of dog crap I did. Because, well, to be honest with you, everything that happened to me was totally avoidable. But I didn't listen. Listen to me. I did not listen. I know there's a bunch of people out there. I'll tell you who gave me the inspiration for this channel. I believe his name was Offended Outcast, older guy. Now, I have no idea how he got started on his YouTube channel because doing a profile picture, that was easy. But I'm telling you what, that banner, that was a pain in the ass, and I don't think I got it right yet. But I'm learning day by day. I keep practicing. But all I want to do is title it Talk with Scott. That's my real name, Scott. I mean, I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about me at first. Down the line, I may. Because other than that, I'm going to have to give you lots of proof, of things that happened to me. I'm not going to try to prove anything. I'm just going to tell you like it is. You either believe me or, well, you don't. And that's up to you. If you can listen to tones and voice and read people and read my eyes, you'll know that I am speaking the truth. I just don't want to see anybody end up like I did. I know there's a lot of people out there my age, male or female, male and female, I should say, that we just didn't do life right and we ended up alone. No friends, no family. And for the most part, we have to live with that. We have to learn what to do each and every day. Now, there's a lot of things I want to touch on. There's so many things I'd like to tell you all at once, but I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Now, mind you, like I said earlier, I'm not going to get into politics unless I'm asked the direct question. If I'm asked the direct question, I'll answer it. Religion, once again, If I'm asked a direct question, I will give you my opinion. You don't have to like my opinion on religion or politics, but if you ask, I will give you my opinion. And like it's said in everyday life, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. You can have your opinion. I can have my opinion. We both could be wrong. We both could be right. Who knows? But let's chat. Let's talk about it. Let's find out where you went wrong. Tell me about it. You know, like they say on these fancy channels, put it in the comments. Yeah, go ahead, put it in the comments. I'll reply because I've got to learn how to do this. Mind you, I'm obviously not the brightest candle sitting on the table or the brightest light bulb in the chandelier. Oh, God, no, I'm far from it. I've learned the hard way. And I'm not doing this for recognition or money or 1 million subscribers or 100,000 likes. I'm doing this because I want to keep people online and enjoy their life. Because I really screwed mine up. And if you want to screw your life up too, no, that's up to you. But it all starts with common sense. And believe me, I have a whole heap of common sense. But for some reason, the switch got turned off. I got an idea why, and I'll share that with you later on. But I need to know, do I have an audience out there? Or do you want to listen to somebody like the Offended Outcasts? I've been listening to that gentleman, and I'll be honest with you, he has a lot of words of truth. Really, he speaks a lot of words. And I'm in line with what he has to say. He's very toned down. He's not boisterous like I am. I am boisterous. I talk loud. I used to move fast, do things fast, think fast. You had to keep up with me. Now, well, those days are gone. I know I should have a plain background, you know. No wires, no cords, no mirrors, no chairs, no nothing. But guess what? This is my first time doing this. You try it. It ain't that easy. With that being said, I'll use some of the fancy words that everybody uses going forward. If you have an opinion on me so far, drop it down below. I'll answer it. I want to know, do I have, once again, I think I've said this 3 times, if I have an audience, I'll go forward with more videos. And I'll keep putting them out as much as I can. I'd like to shoot for 2 a week right now to get started and see where I'm at. And if I'm not getting anywhere, you know, within the next 3 or 4 months, let's say 6 months, well, then I know that I'm not suitable for YouTube. And you know, that's okay. Because I want to at least say I tried. And I'm going to try to keep everything I do under 30 minutes. Now, I know right now I'm only using a smartphone. I could put in an AirPod that might make the sound better, but I'm not going to go out and buy a fancy light or buy a fancy microphone. And not yet. If it's required down the line and things start to work out, yeah, I'll probably do that. Again, my inspiration to even attempt this, wait a minute, let me back up one more time. I started out watching this one person, I believe her name was Elder Gal, Elder Gal, Gal. Very nice lady. She had a very interesting story to tell, and her situation definitely resonated with me. However, like it is, I subscribed. I listened to what she had to say. However, she had some opinions that eventually I didn't resonate with. And, you know, it was better for me to just back out gracefully and let her go along, which is fine. she'll resonate with more of the females. I mean, I resonated with her because of her situation. A strange daughter, just like I have. A few other things she had, that, just like me. Broke, like me. Semi-alone. I'm totally alone. Very little family. I have none. But again, she had some opinions that it was easier for me to just back out gracefully, and I did. I even made a comment that, hey, I'm sorry, certain things that you're involved in or interested in don't interest me no longer, and I appreciate your time, I told her, and I'm going to have to back out, so I'm sorry, I'll have to unsubscribe. That's what I put in her comment, sort of like that. So by accident, I fell into the offended outcast, a gentleman, believe it or not, he's 60 years old. He went from 0 subscribers to over 150,000 subscribers in a year or less, because people our age are interested, they're wondering why are we broke? Now, he has one hell of a story, and it has to do with a lot of personal tragedy in his life, and I've had some personal tragedy of my own. And I resonate with a lot of things he has to say. Only thing is, I mean, I still subscribe to him. I listen to him maybe 3 times a week. But the only thing that I disagree with, and don't get me wrong, because I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it sooner or later, I'm an animal lover. But when you're broke and you're having a hard time taking care of yourself, yes, I know people like to have their pet Fluffy and, keeps them company at night. But this guy has multiple animals. I mean, how the hell do you properly take care of an animal or animals when you can barely take care of yourself? They have to be fed. Lots of love. I'm sure he has that. I'm sure he's able to feed them. I hope he's able to feed them. And I'm sure he's got plenty of love for his animals. I'm sure of that. But there's vet bills. Vet bills are not inexpensive. I don't know how he does it. He says he does. I don't quite believe it. But I'll continue to subscribe and follow along with him. Now, the thing is, he said a few things that people have caught about he said, and maybe the guys just forgot. I mean, come on, man. Nobody's perfect. Absolutely nobody's perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. If you're perfect, well, then don't watch me anymore. Because you and I, we're not going to agree on everything. Fact. I'm certainly not going to agree with you 100%, and you're certainly not going to agree with me 100%. But I do have a story to tell. Or should I say, a true story to tell. Because you don't want to end up with me. Yes, this is Ben talking with Scott. See you soon.